Hello, everybody. This is for the readers of the Buddhism website, and I wanted to give you a van tour. Because this is a large creative project, not unlike an essay, in that I wanted to show you around what I've been doing. I've been on the road since October, early October, and this is a 2017 Sprinter van. I'm going to do a relatively in-depth van tour as if you're the kind of person who watches van build videos. So there may be a lot of details in here that don't make sense, and I'll try to explain some, but I'm going to give you the in-depth tour, and here we go. So 2017 Sprinter van, I bought it with 80,000 miles about 3 years ago, and I built it out over the course of about 2.5 years, and I've been on the road since October, and it's been great. So let's go inside. Come on in. So this is the interior. I was feeling kind of 70s vibes when I was building this, and then I also I found this fabric here there was a fabric store near where I lived called UFO, and it was in the clearance rack, and it had these colors, and I thought this would be an interesting choice. I had these two browns already, and I was going to do an avocado green. Then I went for a sage green instead because there's sage in this fabric, and then the blue just worked out. And so it ended up being having this kind of 70s vibes. And so here we have a pretty large sink. I wanted to do large components because I really didn't want to get sick of it. And I've got drinking water here that's separate. So actually, I'll show you where that is. That comes from. So come out here. Thank you for so I can pull this off, and then I have I carry one more of these. This is a 5-gallon water container that's got a separate electrical and water thing that goes up to this. I can replace it by pulling this off, and I can actually carry as many of these as I want. And so I have right now, 10 gallons of drinking water, but I could get a bunch of them if I needed to. And and this is what you can see kind of underneath the van, is underneath the sink in terms of this this kind of stuff. So it's my first van tour. I feel like I don't know what to say. It's just, anyways. All right. That goes here. It looks pretty. So, closet and shoes. I also have this is where the water heater is, because there's a shower. And this is a cool thing I got from England. And there's a couple ways this heats the water, there's an electric element to it. And there's also, I'll just hold this. And there's also this, which is a heat exchanger that takes the air from the diesel heater, which is under the seat, and it pumps the water through a bunch of little tubes, and then it heats it that way, circulates it through the pump, that kind of thing. Got pants up here. It's probably the most pants I've owned in a while. More clothes up here in what's called the attic. Surprisingly, this stuff doesn't really fall out. I mean, this is not usually up here, but this kind of just stays nicely. This is a shower that I actually haven't used yet, but it is a shower. But I'll show you a little bit of how it works. So you come in here, this shower curtain comes up and gets hooked on like a little rail up here, and then comes down and kind of forms the like this wall and this wall, and then I have a nozzle that I come up here and shower with. Like I said, I haven't used it yet. I think if I were to build another van, I probably wouldn't put a shower in it, but I've been using the gym memberships, which has been great because then it gives me an excuse to go to the gym. This is a compost toilet, which is really useful. But I've only peed in it. So there you go. It's funny that there's a whole thing with like van tour videos where like people don't really want to talk about like pee and poop or something like that. So anyways, here we go. So on to the fridge and freezer. Little magnetic things here. Open that up, and then you can see this is the fridge, and this is the freezer. And I can make either section the fridge or the freezer, both fridge. So right now I just have the freezer as the bigger section just so I can carry more frozen meat, frozen things. Yeah. So there's that. I've got a little cabinet on here with electronic type things, and then supplements and toothbrushes and hair clippers and that kind of thing. Up here, this is mostly food stuff. I did these, I like these rattan wicker cabinets, and that kind of worked out pretty well. Yeah, so we've got different kind of food stuff here. Dutch oven, eggs from Vicky in Oregon, coffee making supplies up here. And then I've got 3 drawers here. This is, mostly coffee stuff. And then got cups and a bunch of wooden bowls. I'm trying to do things that don't break, so wood is good for that. And like a salad bowl and a mixing bowl that I haven't really used yet, but that's down there. Moving on, we've got the oven. This is obviously a pretty decent sized oven for a van. It's an RV, it's made for RVs, but 3 burners, and then I've got a nice little stove here. See, light. And this is Slobber from Thanos. That's gross. He was in here earlier. Okay. So, moving on to the bed. So, there are 2 things about this van that I think are the most impressive for people in the van building world, because I watched hundreds of van building videos, as did many van builders. And so there's 2 things about this van that are unique, I think. I mean, I can't know, I haven't seen all the vans in the world, but what I decided to do was, so there's basically 2 options when it comes to how you do a bed in a van. You have either the bench that converts to a bed, or you have what is kind of usually is like they call it kind of a garage model, where the platform is fixed and it's about this high. Usually there's pop outs on the sides, and then underneath is like a bunch of storage. Sometimes that's really good if people have like mountain bikes or different kinds of things, or just need a lot of storage. And the reason that people tend to like the garage model more than the bed that converts to a bench model is because converting a bed to a bench every day is a pain in the ass. And it really is. I get it. So what I decided to do was I said, all right, what if I could do have the bed that converts to a bench, but have kind of a third option, which is like most of it's a bed, and then I also have a bench. And then I have the option for a extra large bed, or an option for a lot of seating, right? So this is what I did, and as you can see, kind of, if you this is probably obvious, but if you move back, like I raised the whole thing up about a foot, and that helped use up some of this space, so that if I'm sitting here, there's not like a foot above my head that's not being used. It created more storage underneath, and then it allowed the bed to be still utilize the widest part of the van, so that I can sleep this way without having to curl up too much, or without having to put the pop-outs in. As you can see here, this comes right up to the edge of the van, and it's not well insulated. So I kind of sacrificed some insulation here. This is like, maybe 1/4-inch plywood that's right up against the edge of the metal. So if it gets really cold, this will get cold. I did make some cushions that fit in here that can insulate it a little bit, but overall, this is not like the most well insulated van, because I wanted to maximize this sleeping space, which for me, I'm 5'10", and I can, this is me fully stretched out, so it's pretty good. I can sleep that way. And if I want an extra long bed, I can put this down. So this is a table that goes up and down, moves side to side, and then I can also take this off. Oops. And then this goes here, and this goes like that. And I have an extra set of sheets that is for a king size bed, because this is basically a California king size bed, which is pretty cool in a van. Can you believe it? California king size bed. Had a California king size bed in a tiny house once too. And so this is, having guests over, or on the rare exception that I want like a really large bed, but I normally just sleep here. But it's nice to have this option. This can also become a full bench, with this middle piece coming up, which I'll show you. I'll maybe insert a picture of, but I won't do the conversion right now because it'll take forever. All right. Now I'm going to move this to show you the other thing about this van that is special and unique, which is that there is a huge skylight up here. They said I couldn't do this. When I first was thinking about what I want to do with the van, I thought, okay, I want to do like a big sunroof. And they said, it's impossible, you can't do it. But I did it. Wow, look at that. As you can see, you can come up here, and do you want to step up here? Oh, you have shoes on? Here, I'll grab it. So here we are, up here. There's 200 watts of solar on the roof. This is a max air fan. I got a little WeBoost thing. I'm here in Oregon, at a really cool property in Oregon City. And so, yeah, this is the roof of the van. And it's pretty exciting. All right, coming back down here. What else? Maybe let's go around to the back. Come on, everybody. Let's go around to the back.
What's in here?
This is just more drawer stuff, like pots and pans. It's amazing how much stuff I don't use, I mean, I use some stuff in there, but, Here's a dog eating a stick. This is Thanos, who the van is named after. The van is named Vanos. Thanos is a dog I raised with Vicky, who is living up in Oregon. With Vicky, he's doing a good job guarding chickens and a big property. Right, buddy? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Okay. That's a good dog cameo. All right. So this is not normally storage space, but I have 4 guitars in this van, which I know what you're thinking is not enough. It's not enough guitars, really. But it is what it is. I bought a guitar in Indiana on a whim, and then I picked up my old baby Taylor from my parents' place, and I'm going to get it fixed. So this is all storage. This is Buddhananda's outfit. You can kind of see, I mean, it's just full of music equipment, basically. But I bought myself another Sprout, as you can see, right there. Yeah, so full of music equipment, but lots of storage. These are the cushions that go on the windows to insulate it more. Here is the electrical, along with some gym equipment, and these are the poles that hold up this table. So you can see, actually probably better from this angle, this can come up, right, and become the table, and then there's these little posts in the ground. Those metal, these go on the posts and hold up the table, and they can have a dinner party. I've had 7 people in the van, and I did a dinner party, and that was really fun. So this is the electrical. I won't go super nerdy in the electrical, but I'll say a few things. I've got 230 amp hours of battery, and there are a few ways that the battery can charge. So there's this, which is the DC to DC charger. So when the car is driving, the van's driving, the starter battery also charges the battery back here. That's mostly how it charges. There's solar on the roof. Like I mentioned, 200 watts of solar. And then I can also plug it in, which is this shore power thing here. And that can plug into the side of the van. And yeah, this was, a lot to figure out. I started this, oh, we got a cat too. I started this project with like maybe novice woodworking skills, I would say. I never built cabinets or a bunch of other things. So, I mean, I had wired a tiny house, but really when it comes to electrical stuff, a van is more like a boat than a house, because most of the electrical stuff is DC, direct current, 12 volt, and you're having to, generate the electricity, store it, move it throughout the van. All these wires have their own individual calculations, because when you have a low volt system, you have higher amps, and which means you need to make sure that the wires don't burn up. That's kind of a little bit about that. So, yeah, this is
Do you have
the
any
back.
fire
This is
alarm stuff in there?
Nope. Moving on. Oh wait, no, so this is it. All right, and so I decided, I have all this room underneath the van. And I didn't necessarily think I was going to take all my tools with me, but I have this big drawer, and so I decided, why not take all my tools, because I could. So obviously there was like a chop saw and a table saw and some big things that didn't get to go, but this is pretty much everything. I mean, these are a lot of tools here, and I've got like the screws and all that stuff here. This is all hand tools. I've got like the paints and stains, and so what do you think? Yeah, cat likes it, and so it really I ended up being really happy with this, and it was great to have this on the road. I mean, I would definitely took some time to finish the van on the road. There's still a few things that I want to do, but it's nice having that. Let's see what the cat does with this. Oh, okay. that's kind of it.
Anything underneath the van you want to point out?
That's a good question. There's 2 water tanks underneath the van. There's a 22-gallon freshwater tank. Actually, maybe I'll try to actually show under the van. That's kind of cute. Look at that, Avi and Wayne. So there's, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but let's see. Yeah, so there's this is actually the gray water. On the other side, there's the fresh water, and then I've got the propane is also underneath the van, which is great. It's like a 3.5-gallon propane tank, which refills here. And yeah, that's it. What do you think, buddy? Closing shot with Thanos here. That's the van tour. And these are the dogs. And yeah, thank you for filming.
You're welcome.
Yeah.